Welcome to Great Talk and Entertainment. I'm your host, KJ, and this is the podcast where we review movies and TV shows from all your favorite superheroes, including Marvel Comics and DC Comics and much more. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Great Talk and Entertainment official channel. Now let's go, baby! As we continue on, this is a spoiler review for the new HBO Max series, The Last of Us. This is episode 2 review, and again, this is a spoiler review. So if you have not seen this show, please pause this, hit the thumbs up button, because that would definitely help my channel grow. Watch it, come back, and then check out my review. And plus, after the end of this, I would love to hear your guys' opinions, so please drop them in the comments below. So, you've been warned. Let's get into it. Episode 2 begins by taking us back to the year 2003 in a town which I cannot pronounce, but it's Jakarta in Indonesia. And the month was September and the day was the 24th. Now, the police / a military type officer or soldier picking up a woman named, which I cannot pronounce right, which I'll just spell it out, is Iburutan. And she was a scientist who is an expert in this like fungus / virus type thing that is happening, that is infecting people. And she basically said that just drop a bomb on everybody because there is no cure. And if you move fast forward to the current day, which is 2023, Joel, Tess, and Ellie are starting to trust each other. You see the character development between Ellie and Joel, especially. You see that father-daughter type relationship going on at the same time. Because in this episode, Ellie is, pretty much a kid, kind of goofing around, has a bad teenage attitude, making comments like, "Oh, can I hold a weapon? I got an extra hand," or, just talking back to an adult, right? And you see Joel, at first he was kind of like hesitant, but now he sees that, okay, he's realizing that she is a child, and he does still have a soft spot because even though he went through a bad experience, he's still trying to be human, still say, wait a second, like, I was once a father, I should know better. So you see him doing that because, like, you see in the show where they kind of go into, like, this expensive hotel, right? Well, it's not expensive now more, it's abandoned and destroyed, but, she was playing with the bar area, which was all flooded. There was no alcohol, it was just a dump, and then there was a skeleton. She freaked out. And in that moment, you see Joel where he could have snapped on her, but he just helped her up, just like he probably would for his daughter, Sarah. And that's what you see between those. Another thing that you see is in this episode, as they're walking through the city, they're walking to other buildings like hotels, to museums, and they're looking for the library, I believe. And in between all that, you see how there's people laying on the middle of the streets with that fungus infection inside of them. And they explain that, that they're all connected. So, like, it's very critical to watch where you step, because if you step on even the smallest, tiniest fungus, they'll know you're there and it triggers them. It's kind of like the web. So there's that explanation to that. And they also explain how some creatures are different, or the people who are infected by the fungus, that some move very slow and easily to kill, and some are fast and difficult to kill. And those are the ones that you'll see in this episode. And just like the last episode, it starts off slow, but it picks up the pace with a jump type scare. And for the viewers, for us to watch, and use the ones that are really hideous, the ones that fully, I want to say fully involved into it, but the fungus has deformed their face in a way. And if you notice, like, when they're being attacked, right? It's they hear by sounds because the ones that move quick and are hard to kill, their eyes are gone or poked out or shut or swollen, whatever the case may be. Is they don't have eyeballs, but they can hear, they can sense things, and so that's why Joel was like, "Be dead silence, like shut up, don't talk." But every little sound they can hear, and that's where they know where you're at, and they come get you. And those are the difference of those people who are infected, the creatures, right? And they also teased a bigger and badder type fully involved monsters, or let me rephrase that. These are people who are not fully human no more. Like this fungus has fully taken over their body, reconstructed it, and they're a bit more stronger, a little bit more animal-like, because you see that some of them have a big like scar. Now, this could be. Now, so far they only show humans. Now, it could be an animal. Like this is the post-apocalypse. Maybe this place had a zoo nearby, and one of the tigers or a bear or a lion, right? Oh my, got infected, and it's one of them. Maybe it's like a big zoo animal, like those that has the infection. It could be that, or just like I said, it could be a human, or the fungus has fully taken over and rechanged its look and being, and maybe made it bigger or stronger. Who knows? But this thing is very vicious, so it's teasing that for the next episode. And yet you see that they get to their destination where they need to be at, but the people that they were supposed to drop off the girl, Ellie, were dead. They've been infected, and we learned that in this that Tess was already got infected. Now I think I can't see. This is what I can't remember. It made it sound like she was already got it before they even left, or she got it during that scene when all the other people who were affected, creatures types, got it. She might have got bit or scratched, but Ellie got bit or scratched too, I believe, but at the same spot on her arm where she got infected, but she's okay. So this is the moment where Joel and Tess and Ellie realize, like, well, for Joel and Tess, that Ellie is the cure, she is the answer, she is the small chance of hope to fix everything. And so for this, you see in this episode, Tess makes the ultimate sacrifice because they walked on a fungus of the roots or whatever, because it was going around the dead bodies, and all those people who were infected were laying in the middle of the street, started running. They knew exactly where they're at, and so she had to blow up the whole building with her there. And that's how they left off. But this episode was really good. Again, just like episode 1 was really good. It's very simple storytelling. Like, they're not hiding. They're not trying to confuse you what year. Like, they're giving us dates, times, and years. And they're keeping it very simple. Is it from, again, before I even review, I talked to people who had played this video game, and they said even episode 2 is living up to the game, because even in the series, like they said, if the buildings you see in episode 2, it's just like the game. It's designed just like how they designed it in the video game. How like the cities are destroyed, very fungus, like, no humanity there. Like this is. And so it's really great episode. I really like it. Like I can get used to like the slow pace and picks up with the fast speed, action-packed thing. It almost feels like because this one to me, episode 2, really feels like more of a like a horror film or a scary movie, right? Because if you go like in the back, they did that like camera zoom that you would see in a scary film, like back when they did like when they go back in the past, like it was kind of scary. Like this is like a horror movie coming to life type moment, and now they're living the nightmare. So it really has that. So I'm really enjoying this. So let's break down to some things. So let's do Joel and Ellie. I really like the character development in this one again, because it's very obvious it's going to be like a father-daughter type format with these two. And again, it's really good. They're not rushing it, but they're also showing the dynamics between them. Like, we know that Ellie was a foster child, so her parents weren't around even when the world was, normal or what it is, right? And she doesn't have a boyfriend, and so she's a lone, scared little girl, and she's trying to hold up on her own. Joel, he's also fighting his trauma. He's fighting, all that too, and he's trying to keep, his sane right. And I think Ellie is the thing that makes him not go crazy, because if you imagine like Tess, she obviously got infected and she's gone and she's sacrificed. So now it's up to Joel, and Joel has to be the adult. He has to be this protector to her, because now he's the only one who can maybe be the one to help solve this mystery and fix this problem that's been affected since it happened in the 60s, right? It started in the 60s, I believe, the way in episode 1, and now and then it got really bad in 2003. So I really like that idea of like, okay, so now it's the year 2023, so maybe this is the change, maybe this is the thing, and it's all on him. So he has a lot of things on his shoulder to carry, literally, and it's crazy. So I really like this relationship, and I think it's gonna be fun. I think, we know that it's been renewed for season 2, so, and we haven't even finished to the final season or the final episode of this season, so that's how cool the show is. And it seems so now. I think it's safe to say there's going to be more layers will be added in later on in the next season, so I definitely cannot wait to see what's next for these two. And now we get to see the idea of like, this episode was Joel was like, no, you can't have a weapon except the knife that she already had. She can't really. Now you're going to see the trust come in episode 3, because in episode 2 he doesn't trust her to have a gun. Well, now he's going to have to gamble it. He's going to have to trust her, and she's going to have to trust him that he's going to protect her, and they're going to protect each other and have each other's back. So there's going to be an interesting thing going on now, because Tess in this show was shown as the buffer, the one that, stood between these two. And even if you watch the episode, like how they walked, Joel was on one side of Tess and Ellie was on the other side of Tess while they're all walking together. And you notice like Tess and Ellie were talking to each other more. Joel was staying back, not keeping his distance away from her, like he didn't want nothing to do with her, and like he didn't trust her like he obviously does. And so you see that, right? And so, because like Tess would like, put Ellie in her place, like, hey, listen, like, this is some serious stuff. Like, if you want to live, like, you better take my advice. You better listen. You better understand what's going on here. But now she's gone, so the buffer is gone. That buffers them out, because, like I said, like, now they have to really trust each other, and they don't really know nothing about each other, because even in this episode 2, right? Ellie would ask these questions, and Joel was being a jerk about it and say, pass, pass, don't ask. And it would upset her, so she would clap back like a teenager, right? And so you got that. So now it's very interesting now that that dynamic done. So now you're going to have a new dynamic in episode 3 with these two. So it's very interesting. And I really like how these the people who are affected by these fungus that look like a creature, and I think it's really awesome. So it's definitely fun. If I had to give this episode 1 out of 10, I'm definitely giving it a 9. It was really good. I mean, again, they didn't give us. I wish they gave us more, but I get it. It's the slow pace to the fast pace moment type thing. Like half the episode is gonna be slow, and then it picks up the rest. So I'm okay with that. So again, it was great. Can't wait for the next one. So please check out my YouTube channel, Great Talking Entertainment official channel. Please subscribe, hit that notification button so you can always be updated with all my latest contests. Thank you and peace out.